afternoon, everyone. We just want to start with the acknowledgement of country, which I'll just acknowledge that we are meeting on the land of the Yabira people. I'd like to acknowledge their elders, past, present, and emerging. And yeah, good luck to everyone.
Thank you.
Well done.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Right, why MackHack? A lot of people would say, why are we doing a MackHack, a 3-day hackathon? Well, in fact, it is a hackathon. A hackathon brings together people of all creativities and personalities and, popularities and, everybody in the room working together to solve a business challenge. Resource Industry Network does an accelerator. We don't need 2 accelerators in our region. So why not diversify and bring together our regional accelerator as a hackathon? And that's what we've done here today in MackHack2021. event has been well supported by MackHack2021. We've got Kathleen Conrad here from MackHack2021 today as one of our judges for MackHack2021. So thank you, Kathleen. And also recognise the contribution from Mackay Regional Council, who every year provide the funding for the event prize money, which is $5,000 cash, and we have a representative from the Mackay Regional Council here on our judging panel as well. Thank you so much for being here, Michelle Green from Council. And also want to recognise our local industry sponsors. So we've got, there's a huge amount of ingenuity within our businesses, and what we find in our region is that most innovation comes from within business as opposed to startup business, which is here as well. But I think it's important to recognise that the businesses that have got behind the MackHack event this year are businesses that support innovation in our region and also greatly support spaces and what we stand for, which is innovation, creativity and entrepreneurship. So just recognising those businesses as our industry sponsors. So we've got DGH Engineering, Field Engineering, of which one of our judging panel is the General Manager. So welcome, David. Mastermind Group of Companies, Procam Agencies, Real Time Instruments, and we have participants from all of those businesses here also participating in the event. Mackay Conveyor Equipment, Jets Contracting, OPS Software, AMIC, and Cell Engineering. Our delivery partners for the event, we've got the Queensland AI Hub, as well as Queensland Robotics and the Queensland XR Hub, and it's fantastic to see those new hubs within our state getting behind events like this and helping the transformation in our region, as well as CSIRO, QUT's Centre for Men's Business Innovation. So thanks to all of those delivery partners that have made this event possible as well. And of course, anyone that knows me that would know that I was very happy to not be stressing about people participating at the very last minute. So we had really good numbers registering fairly early on, and I think that's a credit to our regional stakeholders who actually promoted the event. And it's wonderful to see that all of the regional stakeholders are working together on a common goal, and that is the transformation region. So across Australia, Mackay, Isaac, every Sunday really is pushing the same agenda, and that is that we're the transformation region. We're taking new technologies, we're encouraging businesses to actually implement them into their practices, and it's events like MackHack that are helping that to happen. I just want to acknowledge our regional stakeholders as the Resource Industry Network. Thanks so much, Dean, for your welcome to country, stepping in as our the Resource Center of Excellence, which is just an amazing attribute for our region that's just opened recently. Great Big Sunday Alliance, Mackay Chamber of Commerce, Regional Development Australia, Mackay Great Big Sunday, and CQ University. This event would not have happened without our amazing mentors. Thanks so much, Andrew. We've got Bragg in the room. Thanks so much, Bragg. Aaron, who's back in Brisbane now. Andrew, Dr. Maroon, Dr. Rayall, Dr. Preeti, and Dr. Massey. And we also had Donna, who represents the industry, but also representing herself from her IP business. So, like I said, Queensland Robotics, Queensland AI Hub, Queensland XR Hub, CQ
those people that have got out of their comfort zone for the whole weekend, really extended themselves. And Terry, you may be able to remind me of what Aaron's saying was.
Yeah,
About just
just effing do it.
oh.
JFDI.
JFDI. So Aaron from Tribe Global on Friday night facilitated our opening event, which was getting people to really form teams and JF just do it. Okay, so these guys are just doing it, and they're going to take the learnings from this weekend and take it back into their businesses and into their life moving forward. Ideally, help in the transformation of our regions. So well done to all of our participants who, at the end of the night, will be filling all of these chairs. And last but not least, of course, is my offsider over here, my wonderful sister Terry, who every year flies up from the Gold Coast to help me serve food, do all the stuff that needs doing, but I alone couldn't do. So thanks so much, Terry, for coming and helping me out once again. Every year she's inspired and comes up with 1,000 new ideas.
Of course, they come up over the weekend.
Exactly. So I'm going to hand over to Andrew Scott from Queensland Robotics, as well as Lucy goes on. He's representing many, many companies and actually exemplifies the whole value around give first. And thank you so much, Andrew, for volunteering this weekend as well. So excellent. Great.
Thank you. And it has been a fantastic experience. Like, I think that all the mentors would agree with me that it's been awesome. Working with a wonderful cohort of people that have just pulled together some fantastic ideas and hopefully solutions that will be presented well during the session. Just to give an idea of what's up for grabs. Here's the prizes. So there is some cash. I think this second one is actually worth sort of noting, is that ACARP is the largest research organisation for Cobots. We're quite well connected, and so they're going to be showing all the pitches, including the decks. And so if any of them like those ideas, there's potential short proposals and funding. And the funding that they hand out is actually can be quite significant, hundreds of thousands. So that's actually quite the other piece too is that there is a People's Choice Award, so that's where everybody gets to vote. Just a quick sort of overview of the judging criteria. So there is a piece around teamwork, which we've emphasised that over the weekend, and we've actually seen demonstrations of that quite well. So teamwork and the actual pitch itself, validation of the business idea. So it is important to get across the business value. And we're looking for solutions. We're looking for levels of innovation. So demonstration. And vision. So I think we've already met the judges, so thank you, judges. No pressure, but yes, all the pressure is on you guys. But I think you'll be pleased, and you'll definitely enjoy So the pitch format, we'll get. We've already got one team ready to go, so then we're going to. It is a strict 5 minutes, and so you'll hear Deb starting to clap. So that's the end of the pitch session. And we'll encourage everybody to join in. So really get behind it. There is a time for Q&A. I'll give that 3 minutes. We'll see how we go with that. In terms of the order, we've got TEC up first. And we've got a list of other teams. So, without any further ado, I've covered everything. We've got the first team. So, Team TC, come on up. Excellent. Count you down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hi guys, we're DEC and we're going to be talking about today back pain is a pain. Now, before I begin, I just wanted to say, would you mind holding this up here? Hi, you can stop, don't hesitate to stop. Yes, thank you. All right, so I work in the medical field, and something that I've seen and really disheartening are minors coming in all the time for back and shoulder pain. And along with that, this is baffling. 39% of mining working session claims are due to body stress injuries, which is what I'm talking about now. Now, along with this, I went and talked to my team that I work with and one of the head doctors, and we went through the reports and the reasons behind why these injuries are happening. And we found that it wasn't the big things, it was little things, like that book, for example. And doing these kind of tasks with these little things, they're actually causing injuries like that. Anyway, I'm going to hand over to Chris who's going to talk about the technology and solution we have.
So, our solution is Cobots, which are collaborative robots that are capable of working in and around humans in a safe and efficient manner. And they're perfect for things exactly like that book. They don't get picked up by the controls. Oh, it's only 3 kilos, it's only 4 kilos. That's not a problem. But when you're holding it at awkward angle or holding that in an unergonomic position, it's not that good for the rest of your body and for everything else. So, Cobots are an off-the-shelf solution that are proven and been in industry since 2014. They're fairly easy to use. It's pretty much a robotic arm that can zero G, can move around at any position, often in a position that's not ergonomic for someone. Any fairly easy to use. 2 minutes. So this Cobot would act as a helping hand. You hold something that you can pick up as only 2 kilos and be held in that walking position. Or the current manual handling aids won't help. You can't get a gantry crane or a forklift or chain box extends to some locations on around mobile equipment, prep plants, and a number of other places. So, and that's that at the moment for the humans to do. It's pretty much a helping hand. Put it on a trolley, put it on a mag base, put it wherever you want. Sort of the solution to all the things in all the places. And we'll talk about how it's feasible.
So how does this benefit the company and worker itself? The company? Companies would pay lesser, if not any, compensation fees for any injuries that might be occurring to those injured. It's used production loss time, so systems whereby it could be things that are the injury costs because of the compensation things that eliminated people or assisting with bodyguards. Reduces need for retraining workers. Like worker is injured. Fortunately, it will help retraining worker would take a long time. So robotic companies can exist. Also, it will be reduced cost for insurance companies who will help claims or any physical injuries that have occurred. For a worker, get less back pain, less body stress and exerted. That's the exhibit there. Sure, it's something that we take for granted as just a book, but it will be painful and done with time. Preventive motions because they can be pre-programs. They need to give the motions no problem. Assistance can exemplify. And long-term injuries medicine. So something that you just demonstrated in the air. You've just done it for a few minutes. And that repeating over again. It's a pretty serious problem. And also you get robotic fire. Our business strategy is to purchase products from robotic OEMs. Then we go to mine sites and assess the situation there. We try to customize the robotic arms for that itself. We also provide sites manuals specific for the site itself, rather than a complicated manual, so they can understand what program it comes to. But apparently, the business model itself is based on robot as a service. It's very expensive for some companies, and also long-term purchase if they want to make sure. Finally, why us? Why companies provide a functional robotic arm, provide a functional service. Thank you.
Mechanical assistance has been around for a while. Humans have had those engine belts to stop them falling over for many years. How's this different? Does the robot do the mechanical labour?
Yes, and also there's some automated some processes as well. Yes, we're just providing that gravity assist sort of thing. This can then just be left alone on its own to hold something there. Or perform other duties as well. We did go into a lot of the other stuff. So we make a law inspection.
The ease at which this is set up, so we're talking about small, lightweight, easy to achieve tasks, I imagine. So is it easier, human behaviour, is it easy just to do the task because it's like to build it up and risk injury, or is it timely?
That's one of the challenges we have to see in the industry to see if that is something on demand we strong to do it myself anyway. We think it would sort of speak for itself if they do implement it.
Also, I actually think that idea is facts. Because in the economy, it's easy, we don't use that hard.
Also set.
I was just, I think you touched on an issue that we have all to try to
Not too much, I guess. That's sort of coming to the training nation. How do you train it, how to use it, and how do you follow that training, and how to help them. So that's
street, it's like everything pain, strain, every day out, but it isn't the next day. Yeah.
Question. Yeah, power supply for it. Is this running off the battery so that it's removable, or is it get them to 40? Could be both.
yeah, preferably that obviously. Like if you're running tools in there anyway, when there's tools and mainly in places where in prep plant or in an overhaul workshop where there is a
It's also an example. Some is quite awesome. Cool. Excellent. Well done, guys.
I like the teas. Everyone's got each other's back. Yeah.
Okay, so up next is Team ARSD. And they're actually challenge number 5. So it's serious. Can now sure.
I'm Stephen, Centre, and the third party could be with us tonight, Bennett. And we've developed a proof of concept called the Mask AR8, which is an augmented reality face shield. So basically, when we look at this issue around augmented reality, we found there was a big problem. In industrial environments, the problem is the environment, that they're just not practical. These face shields just can't be used in a they're not hardy enough, basically. There's dust, there's a lot of grease, people are handling them pretty roughly. Anyone in the tropics who walked out of air conditioning with glasses on, get popped up with condensation problems. And we've used our insights and with our partnerships to look at and discuss the problem at hand and some of the solutions that have come out of COVID actually around tackling that condensation problem. It's a huge issue for them, which came out of necessity in the UK. We call ourselves the augmented reality software ensemble. And this is our solution. It's obviously a prototype of a face shield with augmented reality projection on the shield. So augmented reality, just like you have in your heads-up display on a vehicle, where you can see information imposed over what you see in your environment. And just talking with industry representatives about this technology, which they've kind of trialed, but again, the blockers were the environmental factors. Talking to people out in the field, this is extremely useful to have information surfaced, like manuals, plant and equipment, that they could, without even with hands-free equipment, voice control, they could bring up information about plant. And in one example, look about here is a user locating a pump in 3 dimensions to look at different connections and parts that might fittings that they might need to look at in confined spaces, for example. So, like I said, with Sanjeev and Bennett, we talked about some of the problems. Initially, when the instinct was looking at augmented reality, was to actually look at some software solutions, which is what a lot of technology companies do. But that blocker was the environment. And with a face shield that's self-contained, that's one unit, it tackles that. And it tackles all these other, it allows that to be delivered in a workplace environment, a lot of different industries, where we can see currently convergence of technology that's happening with Industry 4.0 that's allowing this to happen, but that blocker is always the environmental factor that we believe we solve in the station is addressed. Remote working, remote collaboration is also possible.
If we looked at it from a cost point of view, from validation point of view, this technology that we're bringing forth is being tested in 2 of the harshest environments, defense and in motor racing and in the Dakar Rally. It used to cost $600,000 for the same technology on F1 pilot, but for motor racing, it cost more than $2,500 in 5 years. But it's still based on how many people use it. They're not hundreds of thousands of F1 race car drivers. So if we use it in the mining industry and 10,000 or 20,000 people do it, I think that the cost them literally nothing. And the other advantage is it's useful in not just mining industry, it's useful in education. This is a reconfigured snorkel mask. The advantage is it's an Australian-made mask. It's the only mask in the world that has a GoPro attachable, which is a part of the mask itself. This is produced in Sydney. Just the mask alone is only $79.95. For COVID, I had to design something in the N95 filter and mask so that it can be used in hospitals. This cost us $29.95. So this whole product was less than $99. But now if I put the technology in on the visor and it user pays, you can bring the cost down to anything. It's only the
We can bring it down to under $1,000. Prototyping is the next step, really. And that allows, we can do trials of, say, 10 people.
So the shields come like this, And the other advantages with these shields, especially in harsh environments like mining, where things can fly out at you, is that you can peel off layers. And from our point of view, the three of us combined together what we have. I've been a doctor for 26 years. He's been in the industry 20 years. Ben is just a software engineer, unfortunately. He couldn't be with us.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yeah. So if the way I understand it is you're going to take basically something that's already been done.
So it depends on where you can put the AR thing on a shield,
Right.
just the visor. So if the person's just using the visor, that's no problem. And the advantage of the visors is they can use loads of layers that they can peel off. That's what happened in the Dhaka Valley. If they want a helmet that they can use with the helmet, it is funny, we call ourselves ARSC, and the world gold standard company that makes masks for all, helmets for all industries called VTech. So it's between us and we, right? It's electronic. They create the mask, so they were the ones that dropped the price from $600,000 to $2,500 in 5 years. It is unreal. And for me, we called ourselves ARSC for a reason, because it was our augmented reality solutions ensemble. And it was only because both these technologies actually existed already, and they're doing very well, but they're not talking to one another, because if they amalgamate the two, it could be used in every bloody industry. So all I did was pick few musical instruments and put it together. That's why I called it an ensemble.
So I imagine that the field that's doing shutdown work, even wearing this as we're doing.
That's right. So, I mean, it's because it's a complete system, you're enclosed, and with the hospital analogy, they're in humid hot environments. So having this self-contained and having information telemetry on the face shield itself, that's kind of like what's on your vehicle in the heads-up display.
This is what it used to look like before.
Yeah.
It's like this now. And this can be used with anti-fog technology underwater. So it's already been tested in a harsh environment. And even if you take the glasses, they were this big, they became this small. They then became this small. Now we're putting it on the visors. Technology has changed dramatically in 10 years. I mean, imagine some guy wearing this and going away. Andrew was laughing and he said, I've got one in the car, I'm going to bring it and give it to you so you can compare.
Did that clarify that for you? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
We've moved so far in 10 years, and from a cost point of view, for me, that was remarkable. 600,000, 2,500, 5 years. That's a huge number. And it's user based. I don't think there are more than 1,000 race car drivers worldwide. So if 100,000 people want the same thing, the price will come down to peanuts.
Push the lab.
I could always give it CPR.
Sorry. Yeah, he's all right.
Okay, next up we have a quick drawer, and they've been working all weekend on some soup. Oh, okay. So it's the breakfast. So I'll count down.
1, 2, 3. Good evening. We're quick draw. Sorry. In golfing, when a dozer pushes golf, it may fall in a hole. While in this presentation, your operator may run out of air. The self-rescuer is standard equipment. It gives your operator 30 minutes to an hour of air, but it's been found unused, buried beneath coal. So put your right hand down to the side and to open up a drawer, pull it out. You now have 30 minutes to an hour worth of air. Got the second one behind you, that's another 30 minutes to another hour. That keeps you alive, or your team can come and rescue you and save your life. So,
the design is made from bulk sheet steel, so it's an easy manufacture. It's also intended for keeping self-rescues accessible.
Quick draw system has been designed to allow easy opening, dirt and right in the way, and it has been designed to allow for pressure vents as well. So it's similar to
Right. Upon interviewing our customer, we found that they needed two solutions, two things. They needed guaranteed access and to keep their operator alive. The main points that they have is obviously a life-threatening situation and no fixed location for the current rescue devices. So we've come up with a quick drawer that can be accessed in a fixed location. It has the capability to be opened even under involvement, even if cold comes into the cabin. Now that treats both its life, the pains that the customer has, but also creates some gains for them. It raises the company's safety standard. It can stand the polling risk, of course, and it can also be located in the same place every operator. It's commonality of the training. So the go-to-market that we're proposing is obviously develop the prototype, test it, install, create a standard where the location of the unit, install the solution, and then develop a service period interval. We won't know what that will be until the machine has been tested in the field, and then improve on the prototype. We'll go through this circular reintegration before we find a good solution.
So there are over 50 active mines in the Bowen Basin region. Our biggest competitor is complacency, as unfortunately no other solution has been found for this until we can. So critical engulfment incidents do occur. We are here to help you manage your corporate social responsibility by protecting the lives of your workers and protecting their families. A bit about our team. Susan Yan, she's a business spirit. She has 2 successful businesses under her belt. This will be her third. Then we have Will. He is a tech guru. He travels Australia looking after mines just like yours. Then over here we have Adrian and Nathan. They are the legends who came up with this. It's one of them none of them holding for this, and I'm Chris, I'm just speaking. Yeah.
So looking towards the future, the vision of the company obviously is to provide rapid access to critical safety gear. Because we care about safety, our adaptive safety solutions are custom built for customers that have specific problems and do not have an off-the-shelf solution for that. We will improve this obviously through continuous innovation because we value life.
Quick Draw can produce a prototype green vehicle installation for $55,000. We can supply 20 quick draws to be in a 7 certified sites, identified sites, sorry, for $7,930.
So we can supply a prototype within 6 weeks of a pilot purchase order. We can start rolling out within 3 months of a full purchase order. Tonight, we're asking you for a pilot purchase order. After successful installation is proven, then we're asking for a full roll-up purchase order for the remaining 139 doses in your fleet. Thanks so much for your time tonight. Any questions?
You're using the self-rescue standard personal issue. Any reason because you fixed me out of it? Sorry, any reason you didn't go more capacity, more time?
Yeah. So the difference between there is space and space inside the dozer. The client spoke to is very, very insistent. Do not modify any structure there. It has to be quickly removable so they can get to the wiring lines, rooms down below there.
because that is the only space he identified that he's happy for something to go. So it's purely what the client asked for, and then the boys design a solution around that.
The other issues too is that said that there was other spaces accessible, but those were about one of the full panels. There's coal and cab, if something happens, they're not going to be able to get to the house. It's just not that room.
That's going to be a good plan. Pulling out the drawer and doing coal and cab.
Ooh, that's what these boys engineered it about. So I'm going to talk. Sorry, I was talking. Basically, they designed a flange to go over the top there. This is under an armor, so you already got a section there, and then you've got another flange going over the top to prevent coal actually getting in there. And then they have developed a little ram system to kind of push the coal out if it does get in the way. This is been designed for a dozer, which has the seat step off there, so there's probably about that much space, and there's probably about that much to push the coal into. So the whole idea is they can actually get it out even if there is an ingress and this coal starting to build up. Because it has happened, that's why we're doing this. There's literally been one behind the seat in one of these incidents there, and that was very cool. Yeah.
Talking about custom build one state, so obviously in terms of commercializing things, best way of doing it. So what do you think?
100%. So that is more for future development. These those are pretty typical. So we're going to have a little bit of wiggle movement in the mounting holes, and then have washing up on solution so that can be moved forward back if need be. But then we're going to go out to other markets, and that is really where Will's expertise came in, and also the So those two are both identified to make this a viable system product. They're going to go to other markets eventually once we get this market going. Any more questions? Oh, I'm talking. Well
Yeah, let's get in here, sure. Before you get ready.
Okay, the next team of wonderful innovators is Autofit. And got the pronunciation correct, the emphasis correct, and I've been working on so we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, go.
Did you know that manual handling trips account for up to 72% of human-related incidents in the mining industry? What if we could create a zero-touch autonomous environment for basic servicing and refueling for mobile phones? With Autofit, we can provide an automated system to remove up to 40% of human interaction during this task.
Taking a Formula One approach, our vision was to create an all-in-one automated field servicing station. However, we found that during industry expert validation, this wasn't currently possible. To meet industry needs, we can take the first step towards our vision. We created an automated refueling fluid top-up station. This will improve safety, minimize unplanned downtime, and assist with condition monitoring and vehicle health. This also takes the first step for science towards autonomous vehicles.
So currently our competitors are competitors in both international and domestic markets. They provide refueling services, but they do not cater to multi-type vehicles on the sites. So our design easily outfits the following fluids on top of refueling. Provides hydraulics, lubrication, breathing, and performance. With this, we can minimize unscheduled downtime and mitigate concerns for refueling fluids and eliminate unknown hazards such as hydraulic injection.
And you might be asking, why us? Well, when we established our team, we ensured that there was a vast range of skills to complement each other when doing the challenge. On board our pit crew, we have mechanical and electrical engineering, tech and programming skills, and robotic integration. Throughout the challenge, we have found our crew to be practical minds and out-of-the-box thinking.
As the truck approaches the station, the vehicle recognition system determines where the truck side fitment is positioned and moves the gantry system into position. Once the gantry is in position, the gantry then moves towards the truck, creating a secure couple and also immobilizing the vehicle so it's safe to work on. At that point, if there is a driver in the vehicle, depending whether it's autonomous or driven, the driver will exit the vehicle and go to a designated safe zone. Once the driver is at the designated safe zone, the fluid transpose can begin. This fluid transposition also includes the 3 extras currently not offered by any of our once the fluid transfer is complete, the gantry can move away from the truck, back down to its base position. The movement is all ceased so the area is safe for the operator to come back into the truck, drive away. Our product provides value and service through a lease agreement or we can sell this outright to the client. And with continuous support from the team. Additionally, the product is designed with the Industry 4.0 in mind and offers a subscription-based platform that focuses on metrics and analysis on fluid consumption to assist in predictive maintenance. We're also looking at collaboration with Allcaps, which are integrating AR tech to assist the service of heavy machinery.
We have estimated it will cost $600,000 to get to the pilot stage of our setup. This estimation would include both the full pit stop setup and up to 10 rear dump truck conversions. We predict this pilot stage of our product to be ready for testing in 6 months and would require around 6 weeks of testing to refine and the system and validate our results. Our calculations predict that there could be up to 70% reduction of unplanned downtime during refueling and liquid testing. Although provided the opportunity to collaborate with the mine site or other heavy industry operation, we would be able to significantly reduce the cost to test our solution in a small pilot.
You mentioned the broader maintenance picture when you were talking about the injury and the efficiency creeping in. Did you manage to get any metrics on the refueling process?
So currently, for using a fuel card, it can take anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes for refueling. Using purely the amount of diesel come through, you're looking at a 2 to 3 minute refuel time for the tanks by themselves. So our estimation is that we get 30 seconds to a minute before the vehicle comes to stop, then 2 to 3 minutes to refill, and then 30 seconds to a minute for the driver to get board. So that's where we've achieved our 70% up to 70% saving. But that at this stage is estimation until we can go further.
So it's volume, it's the speed of the transfer.
Correct, yeah, there is a limit on that, and that was estimated at 2 to 3 minutes.
Right. Something that can't be achieved with the human involved as that sort of fluid transfer involves some sort of
As an informal operator, I think it's amazing. But one issue I can see is that covering all of these coupling sites is tough because of the very nature of the site that you're on.
Yeah, so we've implemented some sort of rushes on the design. So as you latches into the second part, it also cleans but doesn't disrupt the formation of it.
So the trucks will be removed, they'll be removed
So
all of those.
that is actually automated by, there's a set of pins that help locate everything in place. 2 of those pins are longer, and that would actually push that cover out of place while that's slicing. So that then becomes, again, automated. And again, that's something we need to test to actually bring to fruition. Yeah, correct, yeah.
And who shuts down the truck?
So one of any of these 4 pins by design, which are fixed out to easier to route cables through, there's going to be a physical cutoff. So So as this mates into the truck, there'll be some sort of physical disconnect that happens. Which will be included in the outfit.
Cool, well done. Ready? Okay, so. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, last but not least, we have our wonderful innovators that have been working hard all weekend, Allcaps XR, and they have been working on challenge number 5. So I'm going to do the time. Check that out like before. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you so much. We are Allcaps XR, your extended reality maintenance solutions. So what's the problem? It's very difficult when you're out on the field to share information. Let me tell you more about it. So it's difficult to access that information, to capture that information, to distribute that information. So let's talk about information. It started with paper manuals. It moved to laptops and tablets. We're working on the next step, extended reality. So let's talk a little bit more about extended reality services and what we can do. We provide servicing instructions, best practices, and workplace objectives using our HR headsets. We can capture that information and leverage it using the cameras. And we can share that information with the bilateral communications, supervisors, and experts. So let's have a look at our competitors out there. We found that there are no mature XR maintenance platforms out there at the moment. There are certainly companies vying for that, but there's nothing mature. Here's the other problem. There is no single point of truth. James, would you like to tell us?
Thank you very much. So how does that all work? So we're digitizing maintenance services in real time using XR technology. We're going to consult with mining companies, OEM, and service integrators. We're going to consolidate that information together and develop a platform. So, example of a platform, Komatsu manufactured this truck here, but it's also involved in many other services. So FSI developed the fire safety system, GE developed the drives, that's a Cummins motor that uses Safeway. It's a lot of information for different places. We're going to store that in a hybrid cloud solution, so you can access it really quickly on site, but also access it externally. Then we're also going to get integration to the SAP and Dynamics to allow that information that's added to the web to go out to the output services. The XR service package allows for hands-free visualization, allowing maintenance technicians and electricians and stuff in the field to visually see their tasks in the field. There's also automated video guides. So whilst using the headset, they can actually see how to perform that task in the field. You can also capture defects in the 3D space. It's no longer a 2D photo. You're able to capture that and have a point of reference of where that actually is, particularly on the truck. Whilst also completing tasks, that details will be uploaded live instantaneously to the supervisors and workplace. In addition to that, this technology will now allow for remote assist. So that you can have instantaneous consultation with supervisors, engineers, and OEM who manufacture the equipment. These people will also be able to communicate back to you using augmented interaction, so they can draw and point in the 3D environment through their presentation. What this single point of truth also allows is a database for technicians out in the field with a single point 3D XR set for them to access service manuals, 3D models, and parts of application. But the hardest thing at the field is knowing what's there and how to get it.
So now you know the problem, now you know the solution. Let's talk a little bit about business.
Our business model is really simple, it's really effective. It's a subscription-based software, SAS, with one-off integration fee.
So when we choose the Allcaps XR team, we bring with us a very diverse range of expertise made up of the lead marketing and business manager. We have James, who's our project manager. We have Cesar, who is our 3D laser technician. We have Xavier, who's our mechatronics engineer, and myself, who's the mechanical design engineer.
So let's talk about development. So we believe we can develop a viable product or a prototype within 6 months. Then we want to do some pilot testing and refinement. We want to make sure that what we've developed and built works in the field. We believe that we'll have a viable market product within 12 months. So what we're seeking tonight is a $500,000 investment for that 12-month development process. What you get in return is 10% of our company.
Join the XR revolution in advancing industrial maintenance.
What is the user experience of using this at the same time as doing the work?
So currently in the field we're talking about iPad designs and all that sort of stuff. So from experience, you're mounting an iPad sort of on a truck, and you sort of try to follow the instructions with it, or you can pay for the reason. With this system, you're actually going to have it visually away from sort of just up in the peripherals. There is limitations in technology as it's sort of a full 360 environment, but there will be a learning curve. We acknowledge that, but this system is through use of the system, there it is possible for a to actually safely use the system whilst also accessing that information.
You showed the information from all the different suppliers coming together and being stored in the field. So that I saw that as the new version of Workpacks that graduate engineers will be putting together forever. How will you get all of those companies to share their IP on an external cloud? That's usually the big issue, is getting the OEM to hand over the information.
Yeah, so that is definitely concerning. You've got like customers like Komatsu has their one system, Caterpillar has SIS, they have kind of cloud platforms. They're accessible via the OEM, so the PMA and all that at the moment. So we could access that through their login notification systems. There's also the ability for us to develop a lot of that ourselves. Without really expanding, we can actually create 3D models that with the information and actually develop our own IP. It's like if we do have any resistance with manufacturers and all that stuff.
And I'll just possibly segue. So on the pilot, right? So
yeah, just work with the next slide.
Yeah.
Awesome. So our pilot is basically our minimum viable product. What we want to get to the market basically within 12 months or during the prototype stage is access to existing manuals, checklists and systems so much as in category 6. It just might be a web interface for them in the field to access that service. Allow them to capture images and upload them. So we may be able to capture multiple images over time, and the engineers can assess that image and data so they can do the maintenance and assess where. And then also the real-time communication supervisor. That's one of the most important things, especially safety and then the hierarchy of control and regarding supervising their responsibility in
so one of the hardest things with this sort of stuff is it's relatively easy to get the data, but it didn't work very much time. So to get the manuals, get stuff there, how we can maintain
yeah, that's excellent. So part of the checklist is service the technicians go through when they do their servicing. If there's a deviation of the data, they'll note that in the system, and then that will go back to the on-site engineers, planners, and they will be able to manipulate that information.
I just want to add to that too. Part of our point of difference is that the service that we offer. So we're not just handing you these machines and saying, good luck with your life, have a great day. We're actually here to help make sure that things work within your company. So there may be a 5-year or a 10-year, some sort of time frame there, but we're actually ensuring that that product is still working for you as you go through while training your work. be able to make sure that our systems work. We're not just handing this on and then we go, but actually, really, really invested in making this work.
That's one of the reasons why we offer subscription service, because that's on the service that we provide customer.
Cool. Well done, team. Thank you. Let me just, so what I wanted to do now is just quickly, there's a People's Choice Award, so I'm going to bring up a link for you all to jump on. And I also wanted to just, because some of you may know the judges, but not everybody knows the judges. So I just wanted to read their bios so you get an idea and perspective of who's making the decision. But while I do so, if everybody can go to menti.com and use this code, there's a way to vote for your
It's not 30 point, I can't see it without my glasses.
I wasn't listening, was I? You want me to read that?
No, I can see it.
Could you provide a quick overview?
You can vote, yes. Well, everybody can vote.
Kathleen, we have here. So Kathleen is General Manager of the operational program for Mets United. Kathleen here is in two capacities. The first is carriage of the Mets United Accelerator Program, which I mentioned, and is a sponsor for this event. The second is she has the responsibility for the delivery of the Queensland Work Program, which is funded by the Queensland Government, and thanks to the Queensland Government, which is also a sponsor of this event. Coming from her role, her senior roles in IT and maintenance, so you can now understand some of the questions, which is good, from both government and private sector. So she has a deep experience on that perspective. With a long history of coaching public speakers by a rostering organisation, Kathleen brings a different perspective. So those of you who gave some fantastic pictures, if you want some pointers like that, okay, next we have David Hudkin, and he's a local, as most of you here know, better than I actually, but I've had the pleasure of meeting David a few times. So as General Manager of Field Engineers, one of the field's principal engineers, he's responsible for the engineering carried out under his supervision. David co-founded Field Engineers back in 2005. He is responsible for the execution strategy set by the board. David has been a member and is the current chair of the Resource Industry Network, which is a fantastic organisation that represents the great depth of capability here. And it's the peak industry association providing services, resource and mining industry. RIN will connect, develop and promote our members to the commercial decision making, peak bodies and government in the resource sector. So teams, make note of that. We can put you in touch as well as their government. So keep that in mind. And finally, it's a fantastic pleasure to have Michelle Green, who's from the council. I didn't realise you're an operator once. So that's, yes, so that's a fantastic one. so I should have known. Anyway, so Councillor Michelle Green has a lifelong ability for challenging the status quo to equalise the playing field. And to advocate for diverse leadership. She has extensive experience in mining and met sector in both Queensland and New South Wales. Michelle's open cut coal mining experience roles range from heavy equipment operation, trainer, an assessor, mine rescue member, and representative and mentor to other mining. Discriminated 2018 in her winning the Operator of the Year in Queensland mining awards. She is a future-forward strategic thinker, motivated to promote social and economic co-development, cultivate economic diversity, and embrace technology to enable communities to evolve, thrive in a rapidly changing future. So that's why some of her questions were aimed at something. So you probably guess that she is super supportive of what comes out of this. So with that, I want to thank all the teams. Like, I think the mentors, we've been super impressed with the transition from Friday. What the hell are we going to do? Oh no, we're going to do everything. We're going to boil the ocean. And so it's really good to see that you're focused down and the message that you presented in your pictures is fantastic. So I see opportunities for each and every one of those solutions. So hopefully that we can see, and hopefully you're prepared to take this further, because I do see opportunities going forward. So well done, and I think give yourself another round of applause. Has everybody done the ranking on Mentimeter? If anybody has any, you've got time. So now we're going to go to allow the judges to have a chat. So if I can ask everybody to now move into the public space, you can now all have a beer or a beverage of your choice. How did you get one of here?
My perspective was
There you go, you're all on the clock now. Careful. I think
well, there's ways. I think, and the judges would probably attest to this. It was a really hard decision. So that's testament to all of you going through this whole process. So well done. And let's give yourselves a
apparently has. Thanks. So yeah, following up from Andrew, thank you all for your efforts this weekend. It's been phenomenal, and it was a really hard thing. So thanks to Kathleen and David for the last half an hour there. So council really does support innovation in our region, and for me personally, my bio now, this is something that I personally think is vitally important in our region, is how do we transition in this day and age. So I'm sure you're all wanting to know the winners. First of all, should we start with people's choice? Then we'll get into the bucks. People's choice tonight was Workpack. Tonight includes an IP session with Donna Patain, IP lawyer, business strategy session with Inspiring Accounting, and a membership of Split Spaces co-working and innovation. Third place tonight. Judges have decided to award third place because we see that this one in particular has the greatest transferability outside of the resources industry, and it was a great pitch. Allcaps XR,
Oh, maybe you can try to sign up in front of the signs.
The signs and, is it like?
What if you screw the sign up? So that'd be.
Oh, for first prize. But
Oh,
yeah,
just-
we'll have all
what about
the
all the
photos
people around in front of that?
up.
What is she holding up?
Money.
Thank you. I want to see the money.
Should have been done in the bag.
Yeah, we'll do it all.
I'll get you to show me the money shot. And then we'll get the proper shot, the public publication.
Yeah, Allcaps.
Prize, $1,500. This was the fastest to market and answer to brief. We think the best out of all of this tonight, and that's too quick.
Sorry, no, I just like to make people feel uncomfortable, so smile.
$1,500 first place prize. The judges, we saw that this one would have the biggest productivity impact. Congratulations, all of you.
Oh, do you get to do this?
Thank you, my mate.
That's 2,500
Here's your check, put it in the truck, it's fine.
Excellent. No, thank you to the judges. Well done. It was hard, and I think you guys did a fantastic job. So, round of applause for the judges. I want to thank you guys. Like, you guys really rocked all weekend. Like, it's been a fantastic journey. I love doing these things. Deb, I think you love doing these things. We all love doing these things, and I think it's been great. Like, it's a growing experience for all of us, like us included, the mentors. I think we love these sort of things because of the cross-pollination that happens, the ideations that happen. So these are fantastic. So I think, go forward from this moment and really, think about what your solutions and what the opportunities are, and really seize them and take advantage of it. Like this location has, and I emphasize, you're in a unique opportunity. Like, you're surrounded by some fantastic, and there was comments made around the number of patents. You've got the most number of patents per capita of all of Australia here. Right? That's part of the reason that is because of the creativity of the system. So, really do take advantage of that and leverage that. You've got a really healthy mining industry. You've also got some other industries here that you can take advantage. So really think about that. I do want to make sure that we thank Deb and especially for all of the hard work. Like, these things don't happen, easily. So there's a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into this. So big round of applause for. And I think lastly, thank you to the council, thank you to all our sponsors, and thank you to all of you for participating. One of the things that really does help this is get the word out about what a wonderful experience this was. And let's see if we can turn next year's into an even bigger event. From a Mets perspective, from a Queensland Robotics perspective, and I think I'll kick in later if I say anything incorrect. and from the AI Hub. You know, we're here to support these types of initiatives. So one of the things we've been talking about is what can we do to help enable this facility, the RCOE and other capabilities in this region to be able to help you guys get the tools, get the experience, get the opportunities to test things and commercialize. Take those ideas, those great ideas, which are free. Remember Aaron saying, ideas are free, and turn them into priceless opportunities and commercialize. That's really, I think, the focus here. So we're going to do whatever we can, whether it's, from my perspective, I'd love to see that room next door filled with robotic tools and applications and components for you to play around. We've already talked with Steve and Dean out at RCOE to make sure that that testing facility is used as best as we possibly can and facilitate that. And so I think there's, and I think from XR's perspective, we want to see similar sort of things, tools, access to expertise, and to enable. And then from an AI perspective, the AI guys are really keen to see people and bring people together to really make okay. So with that, I want to say thank you. It's been an awesome opportunity, and hand over to Deb for any answers.
Yeah. Last week's we need to get photos. Okay, so we're 15 minutes before we close the doors. Sorry, but seriously, it would be great to get lots of photos, a group photo, individual group photos, and all in front of our. Oh, okay. So Sherry's done that. So we'll head over to the
I'll put MackHack and Met's branding on.
and yeah, great, excellent, thank you. And also, firstly, I just, want to just thank all of the participants. I did talk a little bit about participants before you guys were all in the room, but thank you so much for signing up and coming along. It's about what you've learned here, taking it back to industry to be able to make our region the transformation region and lead the way across Australia. That's what our region's all about. So if you haven't heard it yet, you're going to hear more and more of it because all of the regional stakeholders are on the same page and all of them just knows to make our region the best in Australia. So thank you so much for participating and really being the change makers.